So we are joined by the West Region champion, Cal State Dominguez Hills head coach John Bonner, and on his right is number 11 Dejanay Poland, and on his left is number 23 Asia Jordan. Great tournament, great season. You move on to the next round, the Elite Eight, first time in school history, first time for you personally. Opening statement on today's game, the tournament overall, the season as a whole.
Yeah, first and foremost, props to San Marcos. You know, that's a team that makes you kind of come out and want to do your best. They push you, they're so efficient, they're going to work hard, they try to capitalize on every single mistake. And Renee and Dario and Tina, they all do a great job over there with that team, and they've been the standard, for the last few years. And so I just want to give a credit to them first. I think for us, it was just a reminder, when we played in the tournament game and we lost that championship, we knew that wasn't the end of our season, but it definitely kind of, just sat with us that they understood that they celebrate, they out-rebounded us, and they made a lot of shots. And I think when we went back and today, we I just let them watch the makes, and our team was upset because they felt like we're a better defensive team than that. And I think they showed that tonight. To go out there and to beat them on the boards 51-29, that's our standard. To hold them to 6, 12, and 13 over the last 3 quarters, that's our standard. 15 and below is what we want to do. So I was really proud of our team's effort and fight, but that's who they've been all year long. They're unwavered by a lot of things. And it's a special team because they approach every challenge with a lot of confidence without arrogance. They're willing to work for whatever it is that they want. They're going to stay with each other. And that's something that I've just been amazed by, is how much they are willing to continue to find ways to grow with one another and then show the results on the court. They have a lot of fun playing with each other, and it makes it easy for me as a coach.
Went to halftime. Second quarter wasn't the best shooting performance for either team, really. But how did you guys feel coming into halftime and going back out for the third quarter?
I think we felt pretty good. To be up 1, to have a lot of our players in foul trouble. I was very proud of our bench for coming in and kind of maintaining our defensive stance. I know it was a little bit out of rhythm offensively, but we felt pretty confident because we had 3 of our top players sitting out during that run. And to keep a team like this to only 6 points in that second quarter gave us a lot of confidence. We knew our offense would eventually kick in. That's kind of what we've always been known for. And we knew as long as our defense stood during that time, we were going to be okay. And so we felt pretty comfortable coming back. It was just a matter of how that third quarter was going to go for us. And once we were able to establish ourselves, I think we were fine.
I don't want to mispronounce the name, but Danielle started the third quarter really hot. That sort of gave you that momentum to go forward. You guys talk about how, what you see out of her, because she sat on the bench for most of the first half.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, with Dee, we know what she's capable of, so I knew at a certain point, she's gonna lock in and just get those easy buckets. That's what we can count on her for always. So her just executing and doing that, we knew that we could do this game.
Yeah, I try to talk to her all the time, just tell her to keep going. No, she was in pain, but she just kept fighting. I just love that about her game.
Dee's just great. To go get a double-double in 18 minutes is incredible. She tries to will us to some wins, and I think it's amazing because she doesn't really shoot. As a guard, she can guard all 5 spots, and she just does what's necessary on the court. Whatever that is. She's okay sometimes scoring 4 points as long as she's defending and rebounding. She's super humble, but she's all about our team. She's one of the engines that make us go, and proud of how she just maintained her composure and came out in that third quarter and did exactly what we needed to do to get this victory.
First quarter was kind of a slow burner for you guys coming out the gates. How did you guys switch that from being 5-0 down to short memory that didn't exist, now we're tied again?
Our team is pretty resilient. We understand, this is still new territory for us, right? So there's some jitters to shake off. There's a lot of defensive schemes that are happening for both teams, right? It's a chess match. They're an incredible coaching staff, and so are we, so there's a little bit of a chess match kind of going back and forth, and I think it was just time for us to get a rhythm. Once we get a rhythm, once a couple people hit shots, it doesn't even have to be our main people. Once somebody on our team kind of gets going, they celebrate each other so much that then fires everyone else up to go. And so I think the switch for us is just we're competitors, and once we understand the flow of the game and the flow of the officiating, then we try to adjust and play accordingly.
So one player on San Marcos fouled out. 4 other players in total were on their 4th personal foul. What do you think about the officiating today? Were they a bit sensitive?
You know what? We try not to let that bother us. You know, we try to play. I know they probably feel different, but as a coach, we go into the games and I tell them, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, we always want to try to make sure that we win by 10 or more, and that gives us some leeway. But we've also built this team with depth. You know, to just in case we are in foul trouble, we understand how to go and still defend, and we have the next man up mentality. And so, although it could be really good officiating or really poor officiating, we still have to find a way to just be us, and that's something that isn't always easy, but we try to figure it out.
Yeah, I think like to speak on that, especially me being like an aggressive player, you know, getting some of those foul calls. He always tells me to don't play like you have those fouls, still stay aggressive, like don't worry about that. And then on these defensive end, he's like just keep attacking it. At some point they're going to call it, so just be confident in yourself. Don't worry about fouls. And Bonner always says control the controllables. You can't worry about officiating because that's not in our control.
John, what can you say about Asia's win? 19-10? I believe.
Should I say about time? No. You know, the surprising thing for Asia and really for a lot of our top scorers, you know, Aladi, Poe, they are super humble. It may not look like it. They don't demand the ball. Sometimes I am begging her to just post up and score because she'd rather allow her teammates to shoot and she goes secure the rebound. She'd rather get out there and just defend. If it was up to her, she'd just play defense the entire time. So super humble. But we can always count on her when we need her. She's going to try to establish herself. But that's the thing with her is that she's just willing to kind of pass it off to a teammate. So sometimes it's a little harder for us as coaches to get her to play, and people don't always get that when they watch her play because she's so emotional and high energy. But that's really good for our team to have our top players, including Asia, play like that. Asia and Pope.
Question for Coach and Benjamin. You guys are a strong interior team, strong in the paint, good on the rebounds. San Marcos has lethal perimeter shooters in number 2 and number 10. So how did you guys kind of quell that because they did not have a good night tonight?
What do you think, Pope?
I felt like in the first half, like they got a little bit of shots off, but after the second half, they were tired, they were exhausted. We kept pressuring them full court, and they just couldn't get it there. So I feel like that pressure the whole time just made them exhausted, and they couldn't get their shots off.
I just thought it was kind of what she's saying. Like, you know, it's a little bit harder tonight. We went man. Last 3 games we played majority of the zone, so we wanted to go ahead and just stick with our man principles. That's how we started. We put the zone in kind of in the middle just because of some of the foul issues that we were having. But I thought just the wear as we went, and I think once we started getting some easy buckets, once the momentum started to shift, and they were trying to force those threes a little bit more. You know, I've always said, like, to beat us, you got to make double-digit threes, right? So our losses this year have come when teams have scored double-digit three-point shots against us. And so we just challenge our team to take that away. They love when we challenge them on the defensive end. They want to figure out a way to shut people down. They find joy in that. If you guys ever notice, our momentum goes up. They high-five each other more when we get a stop or a steal. She's screaming anytime we get just a solid regular stop or a rebound because we try to celebrate those things in practice. And so the shots just didn't fall for them tonight, and it just worked in our favor.
For all the players, what does this mean? I mean, to be up there cutting down the net, what does this moment mean to you guys right now?
It's incredible, honestly. Like, it's so breathtaking for me because, you know, I try to be so humble, but it's just kind of showing like we put in the work, especially transitioning from last year to this year. Like we're putting in that work, we're trusting the coach, and it's just paying off.
Yeah, I'm back at it, cutting the net. I did it at UCO. I'm glad to be here, back in the Elite 8. It's just shocking. Like so much work all since September. We've been working, and we're able to cut our own net at the home. It's history, and I'm just enjoying it.
Coach, how you see this group further develop and grow from day 1 to right now?
Yeah, I think we knew in September that it was going to be pretty special. And then I think once we had our November and kind of ran through that, I think that's when, as a coaching staff, we kind of looked at each other and was like, wow, we didn't expect this. But if you're around our team enough, we have a lot of joy. You know, I get on them, and this is a team that's going to laugh as soon as we're done, no matter how hard that practice is. We can joke and we can laugh, and then they do it with each other. They're highly competitive. If you ever get a chance to watch our practices, they go at each other, and they try to challenge each other to be better. It looks just like these games. And then afterwards, they dap each other up, talking about going to get lunch, wanting to hang out. It's a special group. I don't really know how to describe it. We coach the same. We do a lot of the same drills. We run a lot of the same offenses. But the chemistry is just at an all-time high, and I think that's just the difference with this team this year.
Cool. Awesome. Congratulations again, and good luck in the next round.
Thank you.
Thanks.